Hello, everyone. This is the second video that I am making on the direct path. It's no surprise that at the end of this year, 2020, that I find myself to be the most enlightened that I've ever been in my life. I'm extremely grateful. I have dedicated my entire being to truth the last 5 years. 5 years ago, in 2015, I was playing Clash of Clans across 3 accounts simultaneously. And today, at the end of 2020, I am enlightened. This is my story. This channel and all of the social media accounts and high-level perception are all a paper trail of my story and how my impulse for seeking, which is the truest aspect to our being, to pierce the veil and uncover the truth of who we really are, was after all this time successfully achieved. And I'm constantly rebaselining to make this state of being more and more home. And I feel able to now, after all of these years, competent enough to teach. And specifically, the direct path. If you haven't yet, do watch the direct path number 1, that first one. The link's in the bio below to that. This is the second one. I will continue making the direct path videos. They will be a cornerstone of this channel moving forward. Modernity, especially, can use the direct path to accelerate piercing the veil and uncovering the true nature of who we really are. So, similarly to the first video on the direct path, I will ask you to please place yourself in a space that is conducive to the intention that we are setting. In this case, the intention we are setting is for awakening and also to attain a non-dual awareness. This means place yourself in an environment where there is no noise pollution, where you can sit comfortably where you are not having your monkey mind triggered and wandering off, so we can focus our awareness with some breaths. Nice breathing that involves our diaphragm, very deep belly breathing. Those inhalations and those exhalations are life force. Calm the monkey mind. Focus your awareness on the intention of awakening and on the intention of non-dual awareness. Okay. So, let's start with number 1. For those of us that experience deep suffering or patterns of life that cause us to excessively ruminate in pain and anger and depression, the first thing we must do is accept ourself. And in order to accept ourself, we must identify these patterns of our life. So let's say that once we've identified that we are undergoing a process of entering into negative states of experience that we want to distance ourselves from, in the perennial meditation literature, what we would like to do is create what is called the pause. So creating space, typically through breath, which distances us from that depressive thought, from that next anger thought, from that next thought of pain and negativity, and we redirect our attention, we redirect our awareness and our focus to something else, in this case, the breath. It's also highly recommended to gather more perspectives. Once we train our ability to create a pause through the breath, what we want to do is we want to gather more perspectives while we're in that state of breath. Things like, I am whole. I am good. I am happy. I am peace. I am bliss. I am already that. And we redirect our attention slowly to these extra perspectives where we don't immerse ourselves in the depression, the anxiety, the pain, the negativity, but we hold these new perspectives that we typically don't expose ourselves to. So we want to, while we breathe, creating the pause, we want to begin exposing ourselves to new perspectives, happier, more blissful, more peaceful, more integral perspectives that are not limited to that one tiny, compressed, negative perspective, but open it up to more perspectives. We want to transcend and include that pain. we want to recognize that negativity, that depression, that pain is serving us like a drill sergeant for our awakening. And so we transcend it and include it, and we become wiser, and we're able to express that wisdom through the stories that we share to other people, so they can also transcend and include their pain, so that they can also accept themselves and love themselves, and then work their way to this second step. The second step for shedding layers is after we have accepted ourselves, after we have transcended and included the perpetual states of suffering, which are acting like a drill sergeant for awakening. We then identify ourselves as an onion, and we notice that I'm identifying myself with my name, Atlas. I'm identifying myself with my age. I'm 28. I'm identifying myself with my ethnicity. I'm Armenian. I'm identifying myself with my location. I'm in Los Angeles. Identifying myself with my role. I'm an entrepreneur. And there's all of these layers, these 5, 10, 15, 20 plus layers that we put on ourselves. But what is at the core of that onion, we must ask ourselves. And what happens when we peel those layers of the onion one at a time, so that our identity is no longer associated with the layers of the onion, but it is now associated with the pure, bare awareness that is our true nature. So now we are beginning to pierce the veil. Now that intention of awakening and non-dual awareness is really beginning to pick up speed. So, these are things like analogies that are helpful for us to understand this would be the paper without words, the screen without the movie. So, we juxtapose awareness, consciousness, as pre-coloration and with coloration. So in this case, with coloration is usually the way that we engage with our consciousness and our awareness. It means we are immersed in thoughts, feelings, emotions, or objects. And that is with coloration. So that is the movie that's on the screen, or those are the words that are on the page. Now, pre-coloration awareness is that pure, that bare, that primal awareness. So that's the paper without any words. That's the screen without the movie. And practice this. Turn off the monitor or the television and just sit and look at it. The screen without the images. And tap into that process of your pure bare awareness being just like that screen that does not have any images on it. And very similarly, when you look at a page in a book, practice this. Look at the page with the words, and then look at the paper itself that the words are written on. And it's just that simple. Okay? So now, as we shed those layers, we become more and more used to this feeling of pure or bare awareness as home. It's as though we are working the muscle over time. We're doing the reps of enlightenment. And what that's doing is it's also causing us to become better and better at things like the pause. We become ninjas. We become wizards. We become Jedis. We are able to both lovingly and wisely, like a mirror of the absolute highest morality, be and create that butterfly effect. So there's a very pragmatic importance to the intention of awakening and the intention of non-dual awareness. A very, very pragmatic and important reason for understanding our true nature, for piercing the veil, especially for the people that are in the positions of greatest leadership and influence around our planet. The Fortune 500 CEOs, the United Nations General Assembly, the United States Congress, the 2,200 billionaires around the planet, the 225,000 ultra high net worth people around the planet. One of our most upstream, if not the most upstream malady that civilization faces is egoic levels of consciousness in those positions of leadership. And so the pragmatic application of awakening and non-dual awareness is, especially for those people in those positions of leadership, the ability to be of the highest morality. Critical, paramount, so pragmatic. You become a ninja, you become a Jedi with your family, with your friends, with your business partners, with your clients, with the community, with the whole world. Super pragmatic. Highest levels of morality, wisdom, love. Okay, so as we've become more familiar with doing these repetitions of making pure, bare awareness more and more of our home, the paper without the words, the screen without the movie, we create that juxtaposition that's ultimately a unity, but we create the juxtaposition in order for us to aim to pierce the veil in understanding our true nature. And then, in this third step, we are asking the question, Might this awareness, this pure, bare awareness, consciousness that we speak of, might that be eternal? Might that be infinite? Might that be peace? Might that be bliss? Might Sat Chit Ananda, existence, consciousness, bliss, might that be true? And so we begin rebaselining ourselves to understand that that pure, bare awareness, consciousness is not only eternal and infinite and blissful and peaceful. So it was here before, it will be here after. It has always been and will always be. And it never ceases to be. That realization, and then also the realization that that pure, bare awareness and consciousness is not only the paper or the screen for me, but it's also the paper and the screen for you. And it's also the paper and the screen for your family, for your business partners, for your coworkers, for your friends, for the community and for the world, that we all share that awareness. We share that consciousness. We share our being. And that is love. And that is non-duality. There's one source. There's one God. There's one infinite creator. And we are that. Tat Tvam Asi. I and my Father are one. Wadat al Wujud. The unity of all being, the unity of all existence, the unity of all finding. All 8 billion of us undergoing our own unique yoga, our own unique hypnosis, our own unique union. Union with what? Union with non-duality. Union with seeking. And union with finding the one infinite creator, finding God, piercing the veil and understanding that our awareness, our consciousness in its most pure, bare form is it. That is it. That is the diamond necklace that is already around our necks. So that becomes self-knowledge of God. That becomes self-knowledge of who we truly are. And this is another example of the direct path. Again, I highly recommend checking out the first direct path that we did if you haven't already seen that. Also, this second direct path here, we will continue making direct path videos like this. If this landed and created a augmentation, congratulations, and revisit the video again and see if it can continue helping you. And like the video, and subscribe if you haven't, and share the video with other people that can use this direct path teaching. Again, we aim to cover all of these bases in this direct path teaching, from the initial setting and the initial intention of awakening a non-dual awareness, through accepting ourselves and getting through those patterns, transcending and including our pain, creating that pause, gathering more perspectives, and once we get that state of loving ourselves, we recognize those layers to the onion, and then we slowly shed those layers to the onion down to the pure bare awareness, down to the paper without the words, down to the screen without the images. And we can practice this process by simply powering off the monitor or the television, or looking at the page of the book and just sitting there and being with the screen without the image, and recognizing that that is our pure bare awareness, or the page without the words is our pure bare awareness. And then undergoing the process of inquiring into the eternal, the infinite, the blissful, and the peacefulness of that pure bare awareness consciousness, and how it is shared, and that being love, that being self-knowledge of God, that being piercing the veil of the true nature of our existence, and having an embodied, anchored self-realization of who we truly are. That is the direct path number 2. Thank you very much. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below on the video. I wish you to continue with your journey in the greatest health and prosperity possible, with that seeking impulse to pierce the veil and to understand the true nature of who we are. Thank you.